Well, this is Ed from buoloco.com. This is a special project for Burton Snowboards with Mr. John Damiano. And we are talking today about the custom flying V. Mr. Damiano is sales representative of Burton Snowboards. Since when?
Since 1996.
Okay, well, let's wrap a little bit about what do you do. Let's wrap a little bit about the custom flying V. Go ahead.
Awesome. All right. I started in New England as a sales rep selling for Burton, and custom was actually one of the first boards that I rode, and so it's kind of fun to talk about now and the evolution. I moved out to Colorado, so I'm the rep out here, and I run an agency. There's a bunch of us that work out of Colorado, and we cover New Mexico. So moved out here for some great terrain and a great place to ride this board. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well, what do we have to say about the custom has like a long, great reputation and long history towards Burton and towards, the snowboard world. And what do you have to say about the custom flying V, about the sizes, materials, shapes?
First off, the custom has been the benchmark and kind of do all freestyle performance all over the hill. And I remember when one of the years I was selling the custom, and it was in the late 90s, and it said park, pipe, trees, steep, speed, custom rules it all. And that has never changed. Custom is the most versatile benchmark board out there to do everything. And so first, in terms of how it performs and where it performs, it's the type of board that a rider who wants to do everything, and a board that performs in all conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So versatility, and a great example is you get a lot of snow out here. You go to Vail, and you get there early in the morning. It's a pow day, and because of flying V, which flying V really means that there is both camber zones underneath your foot and rocker zones between your feet and at the tip and tail of the board. The rocker really helps promote riding powder because you don't have that nose trying to dive down. Everyone gets that rear leg burn with a normal cambered board, but this helps alleviate that. So morning, you're out there and you're charging the hill and great pow. Well, if you also know Vail, it gets tracked super quick.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh yeah,
you're like, hey, after I dip into the trees to try to find the extra powder stashes, board maneuvers great in the trees also.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also do a midday groom at Vail. That's why it's an experience of a lifetime, they say. And you want to rip groomers, this board handles awesome. And then you're in the park in the afternoon, sun's out, and it handles great there too. So, that's kind of the versatility. Technology-wise, there is a cambered custom and the Flying V. This one in particular is the Flying V, as we were talking about. Technology-wise, the big difference is the camber rocker, the hybrid. And besides that, the shapes are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The board rides pretty loose underneath your feet
in
the rocker. And then you get a lot of energy directly underneath your feet with your camber zones. So, a lot of times people were not satisfied with just running rocker, so wanted to load that tail up or feel that energy come out of the board, and that wasn't the right style for them, so they went to the hybrid version, which is the Flying V.
Mm-hmm.
This year, new for 2012, there's a new technology called Squeeze Box out there, and what that really means is that you ramp up the core profile on the edges of your binding, so both the fore and aft edge of your binding, and it really just gives you more edge control or edge pressure, tip pressure right near your foot. So better ollie power. You can also run a shorter board than you traditionally would have with Squeeze Box.
Do you recommend this board to somebody who has few boards in his quiver, somebody who starts snowboarding, somebody who has a lot of expertise? What do you have to say about this?
The custom is a pretty easy board to ride, and the transition, at least for most riders, instead of as they got better riding stiffer boards back in the 90s, that was happening. Here, you have a really versatile board that handles well, so the spectrum of customers actually is pretty wide. So that first-time customer, or maybe not the beginner, but you're just getting into the sport, because of the profile and the rocker part, the board turns really easy.
Okay.
So that promotes getting up on edge quickly. So I think even for a beginner, it works, and then for the most advanced rider, it works. And
Okay.
you see that just by who rides the board. And I think that's one of the beauties of a board like this, where you're not pigeonholed into anything or a rider profile per se.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people use this as, hey, this board rides like the custom, except it does this better. This is kind of like the benchmark for kind of just all around.
Okay. Well, guys, here with Mr. Damian about the custom flying V. Have a great afternoon, and thank you so much for your perfect explanations.
Yeah, have a great season.